Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Paralyzed Season 3 recap. I'm Robert Lamb, writer and creator of Paralyzed, and with me I have two very special guests. One very special and one's just special. I'll let you guys decide by the end of this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That voice
The
you just
very
heard
special one.
is...
No.
I didn't say that.
That's not true.
I didn't say that.
Spoiler alert, I'm the special. Very special.
Oh, see?
Jesus.
She slipped
Now,
up already.
We've already started the debate, and we'll let you guys decide.
Okay, let's take a quick fucking vote.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Can I say that on
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, go
Who
ahead.
actually listened to Paralyzed?
Who's been in Paralyzed?
Who's actually... I think
Actually,
I've been in Paralyzed as a librarian.
yeah,
likely.
there was a librarian.
You are the best cross-platform librarian we've ever had at Seven
But
Lamb.
truthfully, I've actually listened to all 3 seasons
Proud of
through more than once.
I'm proud of
I
you.
did more than once.
Yeah, I've listened to them all the way through twice.
My characters have lived and died for Paralyzed.
Don't care. I actually listened.
Have
to
your
the
characters
Joy
all-
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
I think
every
you have
single
one-
one I've done has died.
No, one's lived, and we're going to get to that because it's in season 3.
No, he's not.
Yep. You have
Oh,
a character
that's right.
in season 3.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
I am a character in season 3. I forgot. He's
By the
still
way,
alive.
that's Jack Austin talking.
Hey guys, how's
Voice
everybody
actor
doing?
for all of the podcasts, but we're going to talk about Paralyzed today.
More importantly, special friend.
Less importantly,
All right, well,
I am
very
Meagan
special.
Austin.
Meagan
Yes.
Austin is
That
over
is
here.
the beautiful, the wonderful, the talented alter ego's own Meagan Austin.
What up?
Now, for those of us who don't know,
Yeah.
you guys both share the same last name because you're cousins,
Yep.
Yeah.
brothers,
Yep.
sister.
We are definitely
Mary-
family.
Family. You guys are brother and sister.
We're
you
married.
got married.
that married
No.
each other.
Nice. Oh
No.
no. Okay.
No.
I don't.
No.
Jack was nodding his head, so I
Yeah,
didn't know.
we just did the whole marriage thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Not like just did it, but
but like recently, within the last like 20 years,
Decade,
Yeah.
yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
Okay. Well, you guys are here to help me talk about season 3 of Paralyzed.
We didn't want you to do it alone.
I know.
No.
I almost thought about doing it alone.
Hi, it's Robert.
And then it
I
would just been
wanna
like-
talk about Paralyzed. and how
All by
much
myself.
I love it.
Well, I wanted to get the main stars of the podcast.
And we have somebody else here with us. Oh, hi! I love this show.
It's Mickey
I
Mouse.
was gonna say.
No, so you wanted to get other people like Miss Hope?
Well,
No, not Hope.
No,
She's
not
been of Hope.
Yeah.
Who's the head lead in
So the-
Paralyzed right now?
So the 2 lead characters. By the way, spoilers. I'm saying it right now. It's out of the way. If you
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
listened to anything in season 3, don't listen to this
Stop
first.
now.
I know it's at the
Yeah.
top right
it's
now.
a recap.
Yeah. But some people do listen to that first. I've gotten some emails about it. Don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Stop right now.
Anyways, season 2. There's no. David's gone.
Yeah, no more
David's
David.
gone.
Well, at the end of season 2, he's gone.
Yeah. Right. But season 3 now is new characters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's Shane and Erica, who were introduced in season 2 through their little
Erica's tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those 2 actors, one I work with, Ryan. I call him Ryan Wiggs, and I even credited him as that, but his last name's actually Wiggum. But everybody just calls him Wiggs. And I
cool.
totally forgot about that when I
That's
put it
his
in the
pen
credits.
name,
Yeah. So
basically.
he was like, it's fine. So I work with him, but we work opposite hours. He works nights and stuff, so it's just hard to get him over here to record and stuff. But luckily, we were able to finish.
I really liked
Paralyzed.
Shane. I think he
He
did a
was
great job. You
not
did a great
bad,
job,
right?
Wiggs.
When we recorded that finale. That was an hour and a half finale. We recorded the whole thing in one take.
That's
and
awesome.
It was. We were sweating by
I was
the end
gonna
of it.
say,
How many
You're
Studio
pages?
gets so
How
hot.
many pages?
I don't remember. It was less than 100 though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So less
the
than
reason
what
I say is we're getting used to in the Seven Lamb family. We're getting used to really long finales that might
Yeah.
eventually, in our discussions, turn into longer seasons.
Yeah.
Instead of
Longer
30-minute
season, or
episodes.
like you could do like a 2-part.
Yeah. Well,
Like a
I love
two-part
like a long
finale.
finale. I don't know why.
Well,
I
here's
just
the
love-
problem. Here's the problem with Rob is he gets into tying up a story and can't stop, but he has so much stuff that he wants to add that by the time all the loose ends are tied up, there you are 108 pages later. Cough, cough, Atlas Avenue Beat.
So, yeah, season 3, Atlas Avenue Beach,
Yeah.
the longest finale. So
I
far.
came in here and you looked at me and said, listen, it's pretty long.
Yeah,
I just want to do this many pages.
Just
We'll
at a time.
knock it out shortly. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because
How
after
many
recording
pages?
Ryan 70, because I think Paralyzed season 3 finale was 81 pages. I think.
Nice.
Still pretty long finale.
Still a meaty
Pretty
episode
long.
for Paralyzed.
It was a
Yeah.
good like 45 minutes or something, wasn't it? Or was it longer
It
than
might
that?
have even been an hour. I think
It
it
was
was like
long.
an hour.
I remember like coming up to it and being like, "Oh damn!" Like
No,
happy
actually,
that
it
there
might
was
have
still
been
that much story
72.
left.
It might have been 72 minutes.
There's a
long.
lot of people that
Actually, you might be
say
right.
that and respond to us asking for our episodes to be longer or
Stick
for-
around for the
I was
finales.
gonna
or for
say, well,
them to
Atlas is
be-
usually like a 15-20 minute episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 108 pages is a lot for Atlas.
Yeah, that's like a whole nother season.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I'm just saying that. And correct me if I'm wrong, Robert, but that's one of our biggest criticisms is why aren't they longer or why aren't they out more often?
Yeah, more. Yeah, I mean that's the problem,
You're right.
especially with
72 minutes.
72 minutes. Yeah. So that was. I think that's so far until Atlas having to beat season 3 finale. That's the longest finale, I believe, for any of the shows
Very
we
good.
do.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That actually is my favorite finale, though. Like the season 3 finale was my favorite one, and I edited that one by myself.
Holy
'Cause
Lord.
I've been having other people help me edit, which has been nice. But I was like, no, I'm going to edit the finale because I
There
know
was
what I
way
want to do.
too much happening in that episode that I don't even know how you could have like did a dual finale and like cliffhangered it right in the middle. Like that would have been,
Yeah.
I mean, I have an idea where you probably could have done it, but then it still probably would have been like a 45-minute episode and a 30-minute episode. You don't want the last one to be 30 minutes.
to be
Right.
less than the
Right.
second to last one. No, I wanted it to be long, and I had my idea of how it was going to end too. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's just while I'm writing, there's just a lot I want to put in there, and I'm one of the types I don't really like to cut stuff out, like unless it's like really bad or doesn't.
Which
fit
I mean,
the
like it
story.
works for you because
I think it
as
works,
someone
yeah.
who listens, I wouldn't have. If I was like editing it back like they do with movies and stuff, trying to cut time out, I wouldn't have moved anything. I loved
Yeah,
it. I loved
yeah.
it. It was so good.
Appreciate it. Well, so season 3, Ryan Wiggs, my friend, played Shane, and then my other friend Ariel Zadok. Ariel? I think it's Ariel Zadok. There's an Ariel Hack and then an Ariel Zadok. Ariel Hack plays
Hopefully you've been
Michelle.
saying it right this whole time.
I don't know which one's. I think Ariel Hack plays Michelle and
Mm-hmm.
Ariel, which we'll get to soon. But Ariel Zadok plays Erica, and I'm friends with Ariel, but she was recording for me, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm moving to California."
Yeah.
So I was like, are you still going to be able to keep recording the voice for me? Because we were halfway done with season 3. And she said, yeah, she bought a mic and stuff. And
Oh, nice.
actually how she recorded was she would get under her comforter
And
and
just
like
do it
record
underneath
under there.
there?
So it like took
And
out
she's
all the
the one that
sound.
did
Yeah.
who?
She was Erica. She was
Okay.
the main character.
Yeah, she's
And it actually
excellent
turned out
too.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people ask me that about, how do you record, you know what I mean, if you don't have a studio. And that's when I always tell them, go to your closet.
Either a closet or
sit
something
in a
small.
closet or go with a laptop and put a blanket over your head.
Yeah.
Because that's the
It
best
muffles a
part.
lot of the
yeah.
sound.
Kill the ambient noise.
Yeah. Because if you have AC running, like you hear all that stuff.
It's
So you have
funny.
to
We
block
hear
it.
dogs barking down the street in here. These mics
know.
will pick up anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think a little bit is we do have a window in here, and I
Yeah.
think that if I could maybe like block the window, maybe it would drown out a lot of that.
Probably.
Whatever.
Anyway,
But yeah, so they
Cost
played,
of doing business.
yeah,
huh?
we'll figure it out later. So they recorded for me, which was pretty awesome because we had 2 new characters with Shane and Erica, and they were the main characters. But Ariel Hack played Michelle, and she's played a lot of characters throughout.
I recognize
Atlas
her voice
and
now
all that
a
stuff.
lot.
Yeah, but a lot of people did not like Michelle as a character.
I don't want to say that I'm not surprised,
Right.
but they didn't like her as a character. They didn't like her voice.
No, I don't think. Maybe one person said something about her voice, but most people were just saying that they didn't like her.
She has a very
character.
dramatic voice, so that
Right.
that would have kind of surprised me because she does do a very good job of of being very kind of valley
Like how
girlish.
that- yeah.
But
Isn't that
it
the
works
same-
really, really well for her because I mean we're spoiling, so obviously
Yeah.
like the whole first 3/4 of the season, she's very like I don't give.
asshole.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
kind of like
she's
an
an
asshole,
asshole.
and it's okay because it works for her, and she's an asshole to
Right.
basically everyone. So it's
Oh,
like
yeah, everyone.
it's
Even her
it's-
boyfriend.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's her personality, but the moment that shit switches,
Yeah.
she becomes a person, and not that she's not before, but she like you feel for her. So it's like
Right.
I didn't. There wasn't really ever a point in time that I didn't like her, but I liked her so much more when she like got scared and like there was a
Yeah,
lot
and
more
that she
depth
actually-
with her there, and I think that.
And I wanted
she
like
did
a
great
tiny
job.
little redemption for her near the end where she
Mhm.
does like bring the axe and like,
Yep.
you know, like helps kill, like attack a creature and stuff and save her friends, which was
Mhm.
something that I was kind of building up. Because I didn't like, obviously Shane and Erica are the main characters, but I wanted a little bit something for like the other characters too. And that was her thing. But I do know that Jack talked to one of the people who I think they messaged us on Facebook.
She
saying they
messaged us
hated
on
the
Facebook
character
and
so
like,
much.
I hate this person. No, they were actually, they started off with how much they loved Paralyzed and couldn't wait to hear the rest of it.
Yeah.
She said, but please God, don't let this particular character be the one that survives at the end of season 3.
Yeah.
And I think I was sitting with you. I was like, hey, here's what this person just said. He goes, well, they're going to be mad.
yeah.
Because that's who lives.
So the whole time, I actually, when I was writing season 3, Roland's calls, the little episodes in between, was just about her eventually stumbling upon this whole cruise incident, which was supposed to be like, it's basically a flashback. It took place in 2012.
Yep.
But I didn't want people to know that right away until like near the end. And
Which, I mean, it makes sense because Erica's carrying around basically one of those like older flip cameras.
an older camera.
And she's like keeps saying that it's new and all this other stuff. So you kind of get the idea that
and
it
I
might
said
be,
GoPro. She keeps
Yes.
mentioning GoPro because they
Like
were kind
they're
of new
new.
around the
Yep.
time. And she mentions going to an Ed Sheeran concert.
Yeah.
And it turns out he had a concert in San Diego at that time, and they're from San Diego. And
So
I made
it
sure
all
it was
worked
that
out.
day. Yeah.
Look at you.
I was making
That's
sure
That
it
is
was in
awesome.
August. on
Research.
the day. Yeah. So,
Fact check.
but I thought it was funny because, like, when she mentions that there's one survivor of the 7 that went missing or whatever, I actually didn't know who it was going to be at that point.
yeah.
I was like, I don't really know yet. And then everybody was telling me how much they hated Michelle. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I made her live? But then I was like, I'm not doing that out of spite. But then as I was writing, I was like, yeah, like I kind of wanted her to have the thing where she jumps over after Roger dies. So I was like, then that's the perfect time for her to like live because you don't find out what happens to her.
And you really don't expect her to be the one that lives until kind of the very end. I mean, not necessarily in Roland's last calls. Like you kind of already know.
Yeah, at that
because
point.
but you think it's going to be one of the two of them.
Yeah,
you think
Shane
it's
or
going to be
Erica.
Shane or Erica, and then when all that shit goes down, you obviously think that it's
And it was
which one goes first? I don't remember.
Erica
You think
gets
it's
stabbed,
going
but
to
she
be Erica that lives.
slams the rock on Shane's head.
I know. I can't. I'm
It's like at the same time.
It's simultaneous, right?
Yeah.
So like the whole time you're kind of thinking that it's going to be one of them, and then that shit goes
Then you
very
find out-
different than you
Yeah.
expect it to.
That was like,
I was sitting there like,
yeah,
That's good for audio.
sorry,
mouth open,
mouth open, eyes wide. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
sitting there literally probably a good solid like the last 3 or 4 minutes of the finale. I'm like, what is fucking happening?
That was my favorite. Even though the finale in general was my favorite thing I've edited so far, the finale, like the very end where she does hit him with the rock and all that stuff, and like he stabs her, and you don't know what's really going on because he thinks it's a creature, and that's why he stabs her or whatever. And when I edited all that, like just having the rock sounds like smash, I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was so
oh, this is
gross.
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
so
This is
good.
awesome. Just hearing that over and over again,
But it's
playing
like
sad music.
It makes you like flash back to season 1 and season 2, obviously,
Right.
when those creatures are around. And you're like, oh my god.
Well, there's
They
an
were
instance,
consciously-
Well, there's an instance in the very finale of season 1 where David says he recognized the eyes of one of the creatures,
yeah,
which was
of
Jen,
Jen,
or whatever.
yeah.
So I kind of wanted to tie that back into this, but then also I kind of wanted this season to be almost a one-off with like Shane and Erica. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna kill them both because I was gonna have Erica live, but then I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna have them both die in kind of like a almost like romantic
Yeah,
type
I
of
mean,
way.
kind
Like,
of romantic sort of
yeah,
way.
I mean, like
Intimate. Maybe
Yeah,
not romantic,
intimate.
but
Okay,
intimate. Yeah.
But it's like
It
very
was
dark.
nuts.
And
Very
then
nuts.
if you listen to like the montage, like the later montage of like just music sound effects that are playing like in the background, there's a
Yeah.
lot of callbacks to season 1 and 2 that I
Mm-hmm.
just slipped in there. Like some of like the fighting from season 1 and then like some of the creature noises
Mm-hmm.
and the baby noises from season 2, just to kind of tie it all together. The other thing I wanted to mention though is the guy who plays Roger, which is this guy Alexander Dottie.
I liked him.
It's funny because I don't know if I should say this, but I didn't know he was that person when I cast him. I I cast him in Atlas Avenue Beat season 2.
I was going to say, I've heard his voice somewhere else. He has the same accent, right?
Yeah.
That's his voice?
He's from the UK or whatever. But he did a voice for Atlas Avenue Beat. He played the director, like the snobby director in season 2.
I remember
who, like,
that guy.
Locke. So I was like, I thought it was good. I was like, I'm going to... but I thought... I got him confused with another Alex that I cast. So I thought I was casting this other Alex who voiced another character in Atlas.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was him, and he sent me the voice, and I was like,
what?
That's not him. And I was like, oh, that's the other Alex. I'm like, all right. I'm like, let's see how that plays. So I played it with the other music, and I was like, or the other lines and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. The only thing I was worried about is there was a line where he mentions the Boy Scouts, and I was like, does the UK have Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
So I had to like look it up, and then I just had him move when he was like a little bit young. I mean, they're in their early 20s, so I was like, I tried to piece it where he was just in Boy Scouts for like a little bit or whatever at the end and stuff. So I was like, that works.
That's good. I liked him. I thought he did great.
Yeah, I thought it was good, and I liked the differentiating voices of like all of them. But yeah people seem to like him, so that was good. And then
let's talk about these dudes. Can we talk about them right quick? The deer-headed guys. What the hell? That was a freaking wrench in all this.
So the deer-head guys came from the idea that I wanted kind of like almost a different enemy. Like there's always like creatures and weird things going on, but like a main thing. Yeah.
Whatever. Shadow guy.
So the shadow man. Not Slender Man. That's copyrighted.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
Not Slender Man.
It's not Slender Man.
Shadow
It's
man.
just a tall, dark man.
Shadow, tall, skinny man.
yeah. Very thin man.
Yes.
So the Slender Man. Jesus. No,
Why have you done this?
Okay. The Shadow Man passes through, and the Shadow Man derives from the fact that people see shadow figures when they're having sleep paralysis. I've had friends who've seen that, and I've read stories and stuff. I've had sleep paralysis, never seen the Shadow Man, but that was just one thing that carries through all of these. But the Deer Men are kind of similar to Sefton Trust, who was the doll face guy from season 2, who's similar to the lady from Rutherford when she was walking around with a knife at the end.
People,
so like
basically.
these possessed people. So she was possessed, and she was in season 1. She was dead or whatever. Sefton Trust died, but he appears in season 2. So the Deer Men are in season 3.
But we don't really know who they
know.
are.
Wow.
And there's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. So there's going to be a little bit more background for those characters later on.
Dun.
Like season 4 or like sidebar? What do you think?
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Tell
with
us
that.
everything for the rest of the
No.
series.
I'm just saying, like, is
Entirety.
it going to be like a part of the regular season, or is it going to be kind of like an off story?
So season 4, I am going to just loosely say what season 4 is going to be about. Season 4 is actually going to follow Roland again, and because Roland to me is really the main character. Like I know she's in the side stories
She's
of
been through
1 and 3,
all of them.
but she's been through everything, and she's been there since the beginning. And
she's
now
a
she's finding
detective.
out.
We are, as listeners, are detectives, like in our heads,
and
like,
that's
we're
what she's
going
to try to
so
figure it
works.
out and try
Yeah.
to like piece things together. So season 4 is really going to follow her, and I guess I'll just leave it at that. Like
That's
she's going to
fine.
be the
Yeah.
main character. It's going to be more of a detective type of ghost creepy story, which will be different from the last few seasons, which is good. I just want to kind of mix it up. But the Deer Men will either be probably like a side story kind of thing, where
like
there'll be like little, and you'll kind of pick up with that, or maybe even like a prologue or epilogue to another season. But it'll all tie
So
in.
where does Shane's dad fall into play? Is he kind of like a Shadow Man sort of thing? Like it's a paralysis thing too?
No, so like the whole idea of Paralyzed is kind of like, it's, how do I word this? I mean, it's about depression. So what I wanted to do is Shane's dad
Is kind of like showing
kind of
the
like
root of his depression, maybe?
right, like that's where his depression came from.
Okay.
Right. But it also affects everybody differently. So David, it wasn't as much, but David's depression came from losing his job and not being with Jen. But Jen was already part of his group as they went camping and stuff. And then Roland's got her own depression shit
Yeah,
going
she's got her
on.
own.
There's
Her
drugs
story's
and
all
alcohol and
sorts of
stuff.
nuts and crazy.
Yeah. So the thing about Paralyzed is it jumps all around. There is now that I've kind of shown season 3 as being taking place in 2012. It shows that it is going to kind of do some time jumps. Hopefully it's not too confusing, but we'll work on that and see if we can make it work. But yeah, having Shane's dad there also, without spoiling too much, is that's also going to tie a little bit into like the Shadow Man and what the Shadow Man is.
Okay, cool.
So that'll be kind of interesting because a lot of people are like, they've also emailed and said like they think the Shadow Man's good and all that kind of stuff, and it's like
That's awesome.
You don't know.
Maybe
You don't know.
Maybe. But I do want to say, if you did hate the Michelle character, Ariel Hack plays Mia in End of All Hope, and everybody's seen. And the person who I think
does she
messaged
only
us,
play Mia in End of All Hope? She plays two
she's
different
probably-
people.
No, she plays. She might have played a side character, but most of it, I think she's only played Mia in End of All. She's played a character in Atlas too. She's done a few voices.
I thought
she
that
can do
she
really-
played one on
one?
each side of End of All Hope, to where it bounces back and forth. I don't know if you've done a recap for that, so I don't want to get into it, but I feel like she was part of like the crew that's in Colorado, and she plays Mia, who's with
No,
right?
Mia is Colorado. Mia's in Colorado at the quarantine zone. Are you
Who's
thinking
the-
Kylie?
the sister
Sister.
that Mark and Hope are dealing with.
Sister? No.
They're on that farm. They have the two
Oh,
sisters.
no. That's
not the
those
same
are two
voice?
different
Wow.
characters. Yeah.
It
those are two
sounded.
different
She
people.
sounded kind of like so much like Michelle that I
Really?
thought that, and I was like, man, I'm really impressed because it was
Yeah,
on
I know.
both sides. And okay, well,
Yeah, no, that's a different. But Ariel Hack does do a lot of different voices that I'm surprised sometimes when she like sends me a voice. She's like, "What about something like this?" And I'm just like, "Is this the same person? Like, you sound completely different." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that works
Yeah.
for me."
That's like you. I'm not. I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do most of it. I can do deeper, and that's it.
I can do
That's it.
deeper.
Yeah,
I
And
can't
I
do
have my
voices.
Italian
Voices
accent
are
that I won't
silly.
do.
You be quiet over there in the corner.
Jack actually played. Who'd you play in season 3? Mason. You played Mason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the
played
brother.
Erica's brother.
Yeah,
Yep.
Erica's brother.
That
One episode.
Michelle wanted to bone.
I played
That's-
Joel.
that's
I
true. I
played
forgot about
Joel.
that.
She was like, "You
and then I
can't tell
played
me that if
Charlie,
he wasn't your
and then I
brother, that
played
you wouldn't
Mason.
want to fuck him." I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know that part.
No, I did. She told
I
me.
told
about it.
him.
She's
Yeah.
listening to it, and she was like,
And
"Listen
Erica's
to this."
like, "This is gross."
Yeah. Can you
Whoever
stop?
the girl that you're talking about who played, not Erica, the one that people complained
Michelle,
about.
yeah.
I remember hearing her and going, "Who is this? She's so good."
Yeah.
And you're like, "That's the one that everybody
Everybody hates,
about."
yeah.
I'm like, "What? What do you mean?"
Yeah.
But I think they really did hate the character, not necessarily.
no, I don't-
the
yeah.
No,
voice.
like not
Nobody,
really,
like,
but
actually
just
hates
because
the
her
actress.
Right,
character
right.
is an asshole, and that's kind of why, like, I loved that she very much transitioned. And I feel, and I mean, you're obviously going to write her however you want to write her,
Right.
but I feel like the trauma she's been through is going to ground her a lot. So she probably isn't maybe going to be such. I mean, or maybe the opposite.
Or
I don't
maybe
really
she doesn't
know.
come back at
So-
all.
Or maybe she doesn't
That's
come
true.
back.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Roland talks to her once, and that's the end of it. Who the hell knows?
Maybe Roland
Right.
says, "Take a look down the barrel of this 45." Plow.
Only survivor, my ass.
Yeah.
That was another thing is I had to make sure I said the only survivor out of the 7 that went missing because the whole cruise ship had a bunch of people. But
Oh, of
like
course.
when it flipped, I also had to do a ton of research on cruise ships. What happens when they do flip over, like big ships in general? How they get them righted back up. I also mapped out like the cruise ship and put like the different decks and like so I knew where they were like
Where they'd
ending
be.
up.
Yeah.
I kind of took some liberties with like the lifeboat stuff.
Of
Like I
course.
kind of just I
True
didn't know
story.
exactly.
But the Shadow
how-
Man is completely factual.
He's
That part
real.
is
He's
accurate and real. It is
100%.
terrifying.
Yes.
You will die if you see him.
yeah. So if you're on a cruise and you see a tall, not slender but thin man,
tall, thin man.
there was one other thing I wanted to mention.
Hey,
Oh, the
this,
person
this
who-
next season isn't the one that we've been talking about.
No,
I didn't
that's
think
going to
so.
probably be
Okay.
season 5.
All right.
That'll be a little bit different too. I want every season to kind of feel a little bit different with different settings, but also kind of similar characters kind
Yeah.
of passing through. Because I like that. I like an overall story, even if we have different characters. And then also the Ray is a new character, and the Roland side story is played by Catabel, which is her like screen name or whatever. But she uses that, and she voices Daisy in Movie Night. So if you listen to Movie
Nice.
Night, it's the
Yeah.
same character or same actor. And then, I don't know, anything else? I don't know if I'm missing anything overall.
I don't think so. I mean,
As
hey,
far as like the
here's the
recap,
thing
I
that
mean,
I always say.
So one
for,
thing. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Here's the thing I say for all of our shows: message us. ask us.
Yeah.
We're happy to answer
Like
questions within reason.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously,
no spoilers.
this
and
young
stuff.
lady, she was so happy with the show, and she did say, "I don't think you'll tell me, but I'm going to ask for this spoiler." And we were like, "No, sorry, can't do
Yeah,
that."
I can't tell you.
But all the time, I am always checking that thing. So if you message us, we will definitely get back to you for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think just overall, season 3, I liked season 3. I liked working on season 3. With season 4 coming up, it's going to be a little bit of a different feel. But I think that people are okay with that in the sense of, I think season 3 had a different feel than season 1.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. And I loved that it was on a cruise ship. I loved that it gave that extra level of fear because you're feeling stranded, beyond stranded, because you're obviously on a cruise ship out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
And there were like parts of it that I don't even, like one particular thing when Shane falls down the elevator shaft and he ends up
actually
paralyzed.
I
believe that he's actually paralyzed. Like I didn't even put it together that he might have paralysis.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, he's going to, and I loved that character. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to die because how are they going to carry him around a ship with.
That
Anyway.
was the one thing where I was like writing and I was like, I wanted them to go down there. I wanted somebody to get hurt and I was going to have it be Shane. And then I'm like, why don't I just make it where he's like literally paralyzed or whatever. And then I had to like kind of look up if you were to break your neck or whatever, like if you couldn't move, and then I had to figure out like how they would drag him, how they would get him up. I had to look at pictures of like engine rooms. I'm like, well, if there's like a hatch, maybe they pull him through that. Doors are usually
cool,
locked.
Though. I mean, like as someone who's listened to all 3 seasons, and I listened to them again when season 3 came out, so it's not like it wasn't fresh on the brain. And I was like, I can't believe that I didn't put 2 and 2 together that he might not actually be paralyzed.
And season 1 takes place in like a cabin. Season 2 is more of like a farmhouse, a diner and
that
a
was kind of a rural town.
Yeah.
And then season 3 is a cruise ship. I'm trying to like mix up the different places now that we have dogs barking in the background. But yeah, season 4 is actually going to be a little bit different and be more.
So is it
going to
be like
story.
Fast 9? You're going to go to the moon with Paralyzed.
Season 5 is going to be on the moon and cool space cars.
Yeah, it's called Paralyzed Season 5: Jupiter Ascending.
Wow.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift into Uranus.
Boy.
I do want to mention before we wrap up that there is a Joel side story that Jack voiced, which he played Joel in season 2.
Yep.
Who was the guy who was a cop?
The co-op from
quit.
Boston.
He was a retired cop.
Yeah,
I think he
who
stopped.
then became a PI.
I liked his character a lot. I know I'm a little biased, but I liked that character a lot.
Yeah,
he made me
had
laugh
his little
so many times.
Boston, and then
Charlie's the one who made you laugh.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie. That's right.
Charlie too.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, they
Charlie's
both.
the one
I
that
liked
you
Joel
laughed at
though.
a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joel was very serious. I was like, as soon as you said it made me laugh, I was like, that's Charlie.
Okay.
Joel is
Charlie
the accent, though.
Charlie was the.
Charlie's gay. Talks like
That
this.
guy.
Really quick.
Yeah. Like, what the hell's going on here?
What the hell's going on here? Come on.
That guy was really funny, but I did like
Charlie
Joel
was
too, and I've listened to the side story and I really liked it too.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
where he. It's just a short side story about what happens when he like leaves the diner and comes back in half.
And you're. We're really good at that.
That's not me. We called in a ringer for death noises.
Yeah, death noises.
I kept going, oh no. Rob's like, please don't do that.
That doesn't work for Joel.
Oh, no.
And then we're also working on a side story for Julia, which
Yes.
she was in season 2, and she was the only other survivor with Roland.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Roland talks about her a little bit in season 3.
And she's
in
like the
side
young
stories.
girl in the diner that was
Yeah.
like
That
super
showed
scared.
up,
Yep.
and her and actually her parents were the ones who like they owned the farmhouse. That's where they went to hide out and stuff. So
and she was in Roland's tapes in season 3, right?
No,
Or no.
let me think.
Roland.
Roland's calls. Yeah,
She was in Roland's calls, like the last episode or something. like
Yeah,
that.
they talked about her because she wanted to find out because Ray said that something happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be like a little side story, probably a 3-part side story on Patreon really soon. I already wrote 2 of the episodes.
Nice.
So we got that, and then we're working on season 4. I don't know when that'll be out, but we're in the writing process.
So
still.
probably later this year.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like December, maybe even January.
Yeah.
Because we gotta write. I mean, we still have to record a bunch.
Yeah, we're really
That's
working
still pretty
on
quick, though, 'cause when did
on
season
some
3
new
come
things here
Yeah,
at
it's
the
been a
old
while.
7 Lamb Studios.
Yeah, that's the thing is we have So I'll plug all this stuff real quick. We got Atlas Avenue Beat, which is our film noir spoof. So if you haven't listened to that, it's a comedy. Jack plays the main character, James Locke. Season 3 is releasing right now. and that has the 108-page season
Yep.
finale, which will be
Yep.
really fun. And then we also have, what else is releasing? Movie Night's releasing right now.
End of All Hope.
End of All Hope is
Still
releasing.
going. You're working
Story's
on Tower
getting
4.
ready to release.
Tower 4
4 is gonna
it
be
releases. Well, let's see. This is releasing Tuesday. So Tower 4 released yesterday.
Yes.
And then
Definitely check
which is our
that one
new
out.
series, which is a
Yes.
thriller.
Psychological thrillers.
It's
what I
very-
call it.
It's like
As someone who got a little sneak see into how that, I really
right.
liked it. Yeah,
it's
I
like a
got to
different
listen to
feel, but it's gonna actually, and I don't want to spoil it, but like later on, it's gonna actually take some twists and turns. So
And I love that. I think that's so
yeah,
cool.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. That one's coming out, and then Story season
Season
2
2.
comes out next month. It debuts.
I can't wait
Which
for
that
that.
one's also going to be a thriller, a pretty dark, drab thriller. And then yeah, I guess that's most of them right now. We also have T-shirts, and we have a Paralyzed T-shirt right now. So if you want to check that out, you can go to 7lamb.com. There's a link at the top, or you can just go to 7lamb.threadless.com. And you can see all of our T-shirts on there.
Yeah.
All the different types.
Yeah.
We have a 7 Lamb, a Paralyzed, Atlas, Avenue Beat, End of
Two
All Hope,
atlases.
2 Atlases.
Will there be cake?
Will there be cake? Alter
Alter
Ego,
Ego,
which
Story.
those are our like non-fictional podcasts.
Yeah.
So you should get a Tower 4 one dropped here soon.
Yeah, we'll probably start
I'll
doing
need
a
that
Tower
one.
4 one. Yeah, I mean, and we need to do a.
Yeah,
we hear the
for sure.
yeah.
Sorry, our mod is over.
The Alter Ego crew is showing up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that does it for this episode, this recap of season 3. We hope you guys liked some of the behind the scenes talk and the character talk, and we hope you're looking forward to season 4.
Me too.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys, Jack and Megan.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Have you guys decided who's the special? And who's the
Yeah, it
very
was definitely her. She knew a lot more about the show
Yeah.
than I did.
I was the very special.
So-
You
like,
almost
yeah,
got
okay.
demoted from special to just
Yeah.
guest.
Yeah, that's right. You were the special guest.
Color
She's the
commentary.
very
I'm a special guest,
I'm
very
just a guest. Makes sense.
That sounds good. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We hope you're looking forward to season 4.
Yes.
Hopefully, it'll be out within the next few months. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, Mike.
Bye.
This has been a 7 Lamb production.